United Arab Emirates President accepts state invitation visit to Nigeria. Nigeria and China strategic partnership identifies expert areas to unlock economic potential. Nigeria recalibrates strategies to combat Lassa fever, activates new Lassa coalition and governing entity. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at 6 on NEWS24. We are reaching you live from Abuja. I am Mina Daniels. United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan has accepted Nigerian President Bola Tinubu's invitation to visit Nigeria this year. The Nigerian leader invited him during their bilateral talks on the sidelines of the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week 2025. A statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, notes that the UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan thanked the Nigerian leader for the invitation. The two leaders also explored attracting investment into Nigeria. President Tinubu reaffirmed that his government's economic reforms are yielding fruits and called on the UAE to partner with Nigeria to develop the economy. The Nigerian leader said the reforms had stabilized and grown the economy, encouraging foreign investors, including international oil companies, announcing billion-dollar investments, signaling renewed confidence in doing business with Africa's most populous nation. And still on foreign relations, Chao Yuezi Tsinghua University professor argues that Nigeria's development is hindered by a mindset of dependency on external saviors. Discussing how to leverage China-Nigeria relations effectively on Good Morning Nigeria, the scholar emphasized that embracing determination for self-independence is the key to unlocking Nigeria's potential. Ekemini Williams reports.
Nigeria-China relations have been strengthening over the years, with China becoming one of Nigeria's most important trading partners. The two countries established formal diplomatic relations in 1971 and since then have cooperated in various areas including trade, modernization, infrastructure development and military cooperation. Experts contend that for Nigeria to reap the benefits of its partnership with China, it must prioritize domestic capacity building and institutional development, addressing concerns of trade imbalance and unequal benefits.
And especially that flagship of international cooperation, BRI, if we must leverage it, we must build capacity. And capacity in this sense, I must stress, has to do with institutional efficiency. It must to do with institutional clarity. Your institutions must be predictable, it must be credible. It will be such that somebody can say, if I do this with you, this is the likely outcome. If China is offering us access to her huge market, we can take sand there, we can take anything there. This has to do with how do we empower our farmers.
To maximize the benefits of Nigeria-China relations, experts recommend that the government focus on rapid industrialization and developing local talent. This would enable Nigeria to take advantage of the partnership and boost its economy. Additionally, experts suggest involving the private sector in the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation to further strengthen ties and promote mutual growth.
Here, we should give prominence to the Nigerian private sector. Manufacturers, exporters, producers, farmers, livestock rearers, and others. In terms of number one, accessing credit and finance, there should be immediately established a governmental framework for the implementation of the China-Africa, Nigeria-China outcomes.
One part is the victim mentality that comes from colonization. That I think the Nigerian people were struggling already over 100 years to overcome that mentality of dependence, of waiting for others to give the aid. Your self-determination, your initiative, if I will, your overall purpose of the nation is the most important.
China is sincerely and honestly aiding and even financing Africa's development and modernization.
The experts, however, expressed optimism about China's genuine commitment to partnering with Africa for development and integration. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NT News.
And United States Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell has commended the Nigerian government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for its close collaboration in successfully repatriating funds linked to forfeited luxury real estate and the Galactica super yacht. In a valedictory telephone conversation with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, the Deputy Secretary of State thanked him and his team. The repatriation negotiations, he said, has made him a believer in Nigeria. A statement by the media aide to Minister of Foreign Affairs, Al-Qasim Abdul-Qadir, further pledged the support and cooperation of the incoming U.S. Deputy Secretary of State. Al-Qasim also notes that the call addressed bilateral issues between the two countries, such as leveraging technology to turn digital assets like Binance into mutually beneficial opportunities for Nigeria to become a hub of data mining, data storage, and artificial intelligence. Al-Qasim says Tuga stressed Nigeria's robust gas energy transition plans like the African Atlantic Gas Pipeline traversing 15 African countries that can provide the requisite energy supply for crypto players and data miners. This has great potential, and Nigeria looks forward to partnering with allies like the United States and Morocco. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Mr. Fola Adeola, co-founder of Guarantee Trust Bank PLC, and Mr. Kola Adesina, Managing Director of Sahara Power Group, on the well-deserved conferment of honorary doctorate degrees by the University of Lagos. The university recognized Dr. Okonjo-Iweala for her trailblazing as the first African woman to lead the World Trade Organization and for introducing significant reforms in Nigeria's financial sector. It honored Mr. Adeola for his pioneering role in the Nigerian banking sector and for founding the Faith Foundation, an NGO mentoring young Nigerian entrepreneurs through training and loans. Mr. Adesina, an alumnus of the university, was recognized for his innovative contributions to the energy industry. Adesina is a group managing director of Sahara Power Group, an energy and infrastructure organization with operations in 42 countries. The three distinguished Nigerians were awarded a Doctor of Science honorary degree by the university at its 55th convocation on January 16. A statement by Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says President Tinubu admires these exceptional Nigerians who have excelled in their careers and are role models for the nation's youth. The President praises the three Nigerian icons, saying they deserve recognition for their pursuit of excellence, hard work, and invaluable contributions to the nation's economic development. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says rebuilding Nigeria requires unity, focus, and sacrifice from all stakeholders, and urged esteemed leaders to refrain from rhetorics that undermine public trust and champion the collective goal of a prosperous Nigeria. The minister, in a statement, urged the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, to rise above personal interests and partisan undertones. It is amusing that a leader more so one from institution that ennobles forthrightness, fairness, and justice, would publicly admit to shuffling off, saying the truth because of personal interest hinged on imaginary antagonism. The statement adds that Nigeria is at a pivotal juncture where bold and decisive actions are necessary to tackle entrenched economic challenges, and the administration has implemented transformative reforms not because they are easy, but because they are essential for securing Nigeria's long-term stability and growth, as Emir Sanusi had consistently advocated. The temporary pains currently experienced from these inevitable decisions, as Sanusi himself acknowledges, are a necessary consequence of decades of irresponsible economic management more than anything else. These reforms are already delivering measurable progress. For instance, the unification of exchange rates has bolstered investor confidence, which has contributed to increased foreign reserves and strengthened Nigeria's ability to shield itself from external economic shocks. The removal of the fuel subsidy has freed up significant resources, allowing for greater investment in critical sectors such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. Projections from respected institutions, including the World Bank, show an upward trajectory in Nigeria's GDP, signaling that the economy is fully on the path of recovery. Additionally, by addressing inefficiencies, the country has reduced its debt service to revenue ratio, creating a more sustainable fiscal framework for future generations. The minister, in a statement, said, "It is deeply disappointing that reforms widely recognized as essential by global experts, including by Emir Sanusi II himself, are now being subtly condemned by him because of a shift in loyalty." President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration's mission is to lead Nigeria towards economic inclusivity, sustainability, and shared prosperity, and the current challenges demand courage and collective effort, not divisive narratives. The administration is open to constructive dialogue with all well-meaning stakeholders while remaining steadfast in putting the interests of Nigerians above all, Minister Idris added. Now let's talk about health. Nigeria has activated a new Lassa coalition and a governing entity with a target of developing national prevention strategies to combat Lassa fever, a disease of regional and global concern. The Federal Minister of Health and Social Welfare will now be working with the West African Health Organization and supports from the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, CIPI, on the project. While case management and therapeutic methods have been the major national approach in the disease control efforts, Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, provides answers to what is the essence of Lassa Coalition governing entity and its prospects.
If we continue in this path, it is conceivable that we may one day have an effective Lassa fever vaccine that can be rolled out to stem this disease. The advantage of this endeavor is that it allows us to go beyond potentially the capabilities, the experience, other outbreaks that may benefit from the experience of developing a Lassa fever vaccine. So that as a joint effort, the respective countries will make this to fruition. That is the essence of this meeting, and at the end of the day, we have some actionable steps, and we'll meet once every year as the governing coalition, even if the national task forces meet on a monthly basis or more frequent as needed.
Our investments have always been across the region. A lot of the preparatory work that has been done is to understand the epidemiology of Lassa fever.
We have a lot of researchers in our institutions. This kind of effort now is supposed to gear them up, stimulate their interest, and with government support in research work, we can find answers to not only Lassa fever, to other diseases of interest in the country here.
Oluseye Adeabo reports that the target is to speed up the path to vaccine licensure and to enable future equitable access to doses. You're still watching the News Desk at 6 on NEWS24. Let's take a break now. More reports shortly.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, one person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thanks for joining us again. In a bid to ensure Nigerians continue receiving quality healthcare services, the Minister of Health and Social Welfare is determined to tackle and eliminate all forms of quackery in the sector. Thomas Obetere reports that the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako, made the announcement during an official visit to the health records.
The provision of quality healthcare services to all Nigerians is a top priority for the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In light of this, Dr. Adekunle Salako, Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, declared a zero-tolerance policy towards quackery. He emphasized the importance of relocating the Health Records Office Registration Board to a permanent office, given the critical role it plays in health records and data management.
When you have somebody who is not qualified, who is not well trained, doesn't have the requisite skill, and is performing what is not supposed to perform, then you put the people that are being attended to, their lives, their welfare, you put it in danger. So it's something that we frown at very well, and that is why we normally take seriously the issues of our regulatory bodies, because it's the regulatory bodies that ensure that The practitioners within all of the professions within the space are well regulated.
The first intervention that actually we need from the Honorable Minister and the government at large is the office accommodation. The minister has gone around and have seen the office. We are having a serious challenge of space.
The minister also toured the facility of the Health Records Officers Registration Board of Nigeria, reaffirming that the health of Nigerians is a priority for the federal government and promised continued collaboration with stakeholders as well as state and local governments to improve healthcare delivery across the nation. The minister was also inducted as a fellow of the Health Records Officers Registration Board of Nigeria. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
Another remarkable achievement has been recorded in advancing agricultural research, innovations and development at the grassroots. This follows the inauguration of a new substation of the Institute of Agricultural Research and Training at the Obafemi Awolowo University in the Dumo Kababunu local government area of Kogi State. Jonathan Omajali reports that the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Ali Sabi Abdullahi, was represented in the occasion.
With the prevailing challenges arising from high cost of living in the country, it became imperative for government and prominent stakeholders to come up with potent survival strategies, especially in the area of food security and sufficiency. The Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, Obafemi Awolowo University, which has its headquarters in Ibadan, Oyo State, is doing everything possible to live up to expectation in this direction through an enabling environment provided by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Prominent among the efforts of the institute that is yielding dividends is the establishment of substations in rural areas to foster collaboration with local farmers, extension workers and relevant stakeholders. It was another moment of fulfillment as the institute commissioned the 7th substation in Edumo, Kababunu local government area of Kogi State. New substation, situated on 20 hectares of land, is made up of office complex equipped with a number of critical implements.
The Renew Hope agenda is the drive of and passion of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and of recent the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is also driving the initiative.
Taking the problem of the people from the grassroots, okay, back to the laboratory to see how to refine it and to bring it back to them in an improved manner. So this is a very laudable event, and we believe and want to pray that we'll have more of this so that we get closer to the people.
IRT has been a very good institute that has been working on agriculture since all these days. Now that we are moving to the North Central, I am very glad that today's event is a successful one.
Efforts are being made to get additional facilities such as modern research laboratories, advanced greenhouses and irrigation system, as well as demonstration plots for best practices, among others. Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Kogi State government has vowed to prosecute a 40-year-old man, Mr. Elisha Daniel, accused of raping a 3-year-old girl, describing the act as barbaric, stating that the society must not tolerate conscienceless people. Addressing journalists in Lokoja, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, emphasized government's commitment to ensuring that suspect faces the full wrath of the law. He noticed that Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has issued a firm directive to government officials to collaborate with the Nigerian police force to ensure justice is served, and directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to ensure the right legal frameworks is applied to secure justice for the little girl and the society at large. He also disclosed that the governor has tasked the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development with providing immediate support to the victim to help her recover from the trauma. And Rotary Foundation wants the federal government to redouble efforts towards a total eradication of polio in Nigeria with the resurgence of CVPV double variant. Chinenwoye reports that the Rotary Foundation trustee chairman, Mark Daniel Maloney, made the appeal while administering oral polio vaccines in Abuja.
Research has shown that polio is among the child killer diseases. Nigeria was declared free from wild polio virus in 2020, but the country is presently facing the challenge of about 92 cases of circulating variant poliovirus type 2, CVPV2, with onset on 30th October 2024 in Bunkere local government area of Kano State, and other cases in Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, Jigawa, and Katsina states. The most notable current global project of the Rotary International is contributing to the global eradication of polio, and this is part of the reasons why the Rotary Foundation trustee chairman, alongside his wife, administer novel oral polio vaccine to children in this health facility at Wuse Central area in Abuja to boost their immunity against the circulating variant polio virus.
We hope that we can see continued focus on polio eradication. We appreciate all that Rotarians are doing and all that the President of Nigeria, the Health Minister, and the various government officials are doing in this regard.
Now the National Immunization Days, which they are planning to have 2 in the year, that will be the whole country. Okay? So as of now, we are concentrating in what you call the AIT plus 1 state.
Non-compliance and child absence vaccine rejection, concealment of vaccine rejection through fake finger marking, and inadequate fast cold chain equipment were named as some challenges preventing interruption of the virus. In Abuja, Chinenye Nwoye, NTA News.
Nigeria's communications satellite NEWS24 Limited, in conjunction with a global leader in satellite communications, Eutelsat, have announced a groundbreaking multi-year, multi-million-dollar partnership to deliver low Earth orbit LEO satellite services in Nigeria. This strategic agreement positions NEWS24 as Nigeria's leading satellite service provider by leveraging the OneWeb LEO network to deliver high-speed, low-latency connectivity. In a statement by the head Corporate Affairs Department of NEWS24, Aisha Bantam says the services will support various sectors, including government, enterprises, and underserved rural areas with essential applications like remote communications, mobile connectivity, and offshore operations. NEWS24 Managing Director Jane Nkechi Egoton Idehen also stated that the partnership will enable NEWS24 to bridge Nigeria's digital divide through the cutting-edge capabilities of OneWeb LEO satellites. The statement further attests to the strong ties between Nigeria and France in advancing satellite and space technology in providing scalable, reliable connectivity solutions to foster growth across government services, businesses, and communities nationwide. And that's News Desk at 6 on NEWS24. Thank you for your company. I am Nina Daniels.